Apple CEO Tim Cook also addressed a number of other issues facing the company at the investor conference in San Francisco. Mark New joins us live from Silicon Valley to tell us more about that. Mark.
Michelle, everyone was looking for hints or clues as to where Apple is headed next and what might be their next big thing. But unfortunately, Tim Cook wasn't letting on to much. For example, when asked about whether Apple would give a boost to the iPhone screen size, he said, "I'm not going to talk about what we might do," which of course leads many to believe that they will do something about screen size. Despite the iPhone 5's 4-inch screen now looking small, Cook touted its Retina display as having far better color saturation and brightness than its competitors, while calling OLED displays like those used in the Samsung Galaxy S3 awful. Addressing rumors of a lower budget iPhone, Cook said Apple has already lowered prices on older iPhone models and will always continue to reinvent new products.
He didn't rule out doing lower cost products. He said they're not going to do any, quote, crappy products, but basically he didn't say we're not going to do anything lower cost. And the fact of the matter is Apple has done lower cost products, and I think a lot of people recognize that for them to grow in developing markets, they're going to have to hit lower price points.
O'Donnell predicts that in the next product launch, consumers are likely to see a lower cost iPhone and a new version of the iPad mini with a Retina display. And regarding various products eating into each other's profits, like the iPad and iPad mini, Cook said if we don't cannibalize, someone else will.
Here's the fact. People want different things. So what may be cannibalistic to one person is actually the ideal solution for another person. And I think Apple recognizes that as the market continues to grow, they need to sub-segment even further.
And there was a lot of discussion as to why Cook's speech was shifted 4 hours earlier. Of course, on your Apple, all those kind of things come into play. But we did find out why, because he will be at the State of Union tonight, sitting next to Michelle Obama. Michelle.
Prime seating spot indeed. Mark, now, did Tim Cook actually discuss anything about Apple's plans for the Chinese market?
He didn't go into any details, but he did call the growth there impressive. In fact, Apple's sales in China have gone from $3 billion to $13 billion in just 1 year. Cook also mentioned how in countries like China, over 50% of those who buy an iPad don't own any other Apple products. So then he worked his way into the halo effect, which Apple is so good at, basically bringing them into their ecosystem and keeping them there. Apple's ecosystem is like no other, and Cook finished off by saying that China is like the mother of all markets. So obviously there is a great deal of interest and hunger for that market. Michelle.
The mother of all markets. Mark New, thank you so much live for us in Silicon Valley. Apple